Hey YouTubians, it's Tony here from We Try Anything, channel likes try anything so you don't have to. Today's video is a tutorial video on the CASIO W-202 that you see featured here, which has a module number of 3294. Now, what I will say that if there's anything that I haven't spoken about or explained correctly within this video, I have linked to the instructions that will take you off to the CASIO website within this description box below. So if you want to scroll down and just view that at your leisure, then you can easily do so. So the first thing to talk about with this watch, and I'll bring it a bit closer, is the digital display on this watch, and just explaining some of the things that you can see in what is known as the main timekeeping screen, which is just basically your time basically. Now to the top left hand corner, what I've got active here, just to show you what these icons are. To the top left, you've got this little icon there that my fingernail is pointing to. That indicates that the single multifunctional alarm is active. Underneath that, you've got the bell, which indicates the hourly signal is active, so the watch will beep on the hour every hour while that is active. Underneath that, you've got PM. Now that only highlights when you are in an afternoon scenario and you've got the 12-hour format active. If you've got a 24-hour format active, which I'll show you how to do later on, it'll just say 24H and the time will reflect it in the hundreds of hours, or in military time as it's known in the USA. To the right of that, what you've got is the day of the week. You've got the month within the year, you've got the date within the month, and then underneath that, what you've got is the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. Now, what you can see just above the seconds is an icon that I've got active here, or activated. Now, what that indicates is that when the alarm goes off, or the countdown timer comes to the end of its time, or the hourly signal operates, that means that the backlight will flash to indicate those things. So when the alarm goes off for what would be 20 seconds on this watch, the backlight will flash. Now I'll show you that later on in the video as I'm operating the backlight and the other functions of this watch, but I just thought I'd indicate what that icon means. So that is the digital display in a nutshell on this watch. Now the next thing I'm going to start to talk about will be what the button operation does in timekeeping mode. Right then, let's talk about the button operation on the CASIO W-202 digital watch that we've got here. Now, first of all, what you'll notice to the left as I'm just quickly turning it around is that you've got two pushers just here. To the top left hand corner, you've got the adjust pusher, which is a recess pusher, and you've got what is the mode pusher at the bottom. So if I just press it to the top left hand corner, and you've just got to use your nail or like an object just that will go in there. If I just press it, you'll notice that you can start to adjust the time and date and stuff like that, which I'll show you how to do later on in this video. And that's how you operate that button there. The mode button just takes you through the different modes that this watch has got, and it's got a few of them, which is nice to say. To the top right hand corner, and I'm going to move the watch off to the right, you have got what is the backlight option. And as you can see, what I'm showing you to the right, you've got a backlight working in darkness and semi-darkness. And also just to note that the backlight operation has what's known as CASIO's afterglow feature, which means it'll glow for about, or it'll just stay on for what is about 1.5 seconds after you press the button. So I'm just keeping on doing that here, and you can just see how it operates. Now, just moving it back, what the bottom right hand button does, it does nothing if you just press it, so you can see it's just operating nothing. But if you keep your finger on it for a couple of seconds, what you'll notice is that icon above the seconds will disappear. Now that means that the backlight flashing mode has been switched off. Now when I say backlight flashing, as I've explained a little bit earlier, when you've got that icon on, the backlight will flash when the alarm's on, or sorry, when the alarm's sounding, or when the countdown timer has ended towards it, it'll start to beep to say that the time that you've set the countdown timer has ended. And also it will flash on the hour every hour if you've got what is known as the hourly signal activated. Now that to reactivate that, you can easily do so by just pressing the bottom right button for a couple of seconds, and as you can see there, that's what will happen. Now I'll just show you, I'll just turn it off again and then turn it on again just to reiterate how that works. Now what I'm just going to show you off to the right is just you can see the watch flashing when the alarm is operating, and that will just give you an idea of what happens when you've got that icon activated. And there you go, back to the center. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly turn it off. There you go. Right, and that is basically the button operation on this watch. Now obviously these buttons will operate different things when you go through different modes, which I shall explain about later on in this video. And that is, in a nutshell, the button operation and the digital display in this watch. Right then, let's adjust the date and time on this watch and activate what will be the 24 hours and then activate the 12 hours, just so you can get an idea of how to adjust them. Now, to do that, what you do is press that button that I've shown you earlier how to operate. So you press the adjust button, and what you'll see is the seconds starting to flash. Now, when you press the button when the seconds go over 30 seconds, what it'll do, it'll add the value of 1 to the minutes. If you press it under 30 seconds, it'll just reset the seconds. So let's reset the seconds with the seconds over 30 seconds. As you can see, it's added 1 to the minutes, and obviously the seconds have been reset. If you press it with it under 30 seconds, so if I just press it again, the bottom right hand button, the seconds have just reset and it hasn't affected the minutes in any way. To move what would be the adjustment onto the hours, all you do is press the mode button down the bottom left hand corner, and that has moved it from the seconds to the hours. Now again, if I want to add different hours at the minute, I'll say let's move it to let's move it forward. Now, well, just to show you can accelerate the what would be the values by keeping your finger pressed for a period of time on the bottom right hand button, but if you want to just press it a couple of times, that'll just advance the hours by 1. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it in just what would be a PM scenario, because I want to show you the difference with the 12 and 24 hour format. So let's say it's 4:30. So let's say it's 4:30, just so you can see how I adjust the minutes. Now what I did, I just pressed the mode button to move it onto the minutes, and again I'll just accelerate it away so I can get near the 30 marker. So let me just nearly there, 20, and then I'm just pressing it singularly just so it goes up to what I would be setting it to, which will be 4:30 p.m. Now let's move it on to what would be the next option, which is the year, and all I did was press the mode button again, and that's moved it onto the year. So I don't really want to change the year, but let's say if I want to change the month, you can easily do so. So let's put it back to what would be May, which is when this video is being shot. And then if I want to adjust the date, I can easily do so by pressing that button. Now the one thing to mention, I'll just keep it flashing for a minute, is the date within the week is automatic depending on what date you set there. So the date of the week will change, or sorry, the day within the week will change depending on what values you insert for the date. So just bear that in mind. You can't change the day of the week, that is automatically set depending on the date that you put in. But also the other thing to mention is while the options are flashing in terms of whatever you are looking to adjust in timekeeping mode, if you press the top right hand button, that changes the format of the time. So as you can see, it's now in 24 hours, or military time as it's known in the USA, and I'll pop it back to 12 hour, one more time 24 hours, and again one more time back to 12 hours. But that only works as long as you've got the adjustment phase happening on this watch. Now when I turn off the adjustment phase, you can do that in any part of when it's flashing, just press the adjust button, and what you'll notice is that I haven't set the date, but it's now changed to what will be Thursday the 23rd of May 2024. So that just gives you an idea how to set the date and time on this watch, and also how to change the time format on the CASIO W-202 Digital Watch. Right, the next function to show you how to operate will be the alarms on this CASIO W-202 Digital Watch. All you need to do is press the mode button once from the main timekeeping screen, and what you'll see is you are presented with the alarm screen. Now you know you're in the alarm screen because it says AL at the top, and you've got a couple of hyphens or numbers if you have preset the alarm or anything like that. Underneath you've got the time in which you can set the alarm to, and also to the top left hand corner, as I've explained on the previous screen, are the alarm icons that you can see here. Now again, just to reiterate, the top left hand icon means that you've got the multi-function singular alarm active. Underneath that you've got the hourly signal activated. Now if you want to turn both of them off, you just press this bottom right hand button that I'm indicating with my finger just here. Press it once, you can see that the alarms have been deactivated. Pressing it again allows the multi-function signal alarm to be activated. Pressing it one more time turns that alarm off, but it turns on the hourly signal. Press it one more time, you've got both the alarms turned on, and pressing it again one more time means that the alarms are now off. Now this watch does feature, as I've mentioned, a multi-function singular alarm. Now all I'm going to show you how to operate is how to set a daily alarm. The rest of the alarms, which is a date alarm, it's got a 1 month alarm and a monthly alarm, I'm not going to show you in this video because it would extend the time in this video, but they are listed in the instructions that I've linked to in the description box below. So just bear that in mind. So all I'm going to show you here is how to set a daily alarm. Now, once the alarm's on this screen and you've got hyphens showing you here, this will allow you to set what is known as a daily alarm. Now, all you need to do, again, press the adjust button. Now, straight away, you will notice is that the alarm is activated as soon as you're looking to adjust it. Now, I want to set it for, say, let's say 3:30 in the afternoon. So if I just press the bottom right hand button while the hours are flashing, so let's set it to 3:30 in the afternoon, and I've already got that, but let's just advance it on, press the mode button, and then just keep my finger on the what would be the value button to the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just accelerating away back to what would be 3:30 p.m, which is as easy as that. And if I want to do other facets of the alarm, I can just press what would be the mode button. That allows you to adjust other elements of the alarm, so you can set it for, as I've mentioned, like it to be alarm that goes off on a date, alarm that goes off on a certain time within 1 month, and a monthly alarm as well. But again, all I've just shown you how to do is the single daily alarm as such. Now, if you want to come out of that, all you need to do again is just press the adjust button, and now that watch is now set for 3:30 p.m, and it'll go off every day at 3:30 p.m, because as I've mentioned, I've just adjusted the time in which the alarm will activate, but I haven't adjusted any other variable to the top right hand corner. Now, if I want to turn the hourly signal on and both alarms on, I can easily do so. But if I don't want that alarm to sound anymore on a daily basis, just turn both of them off. And that's how you adjust the daily alarm on the CASIO W-202 Digital Watch. Right, the next mode to show you on this digital watch will be the countdown timer alarm mode. Now, from the main timekeeping screen, all you need to do is press it twice, and you'll know you're in the timer because it looks like, well, the letters look like TR. And what you've also got, which is a handy little feature on this watch, is the local time, or the time that you've set in timekeeping mode. So it's a great little feature if you are doing any kind of training or anything that involves a countdown timer. Now, this countdown timer will count down from 24 hours if you just press the bottom right hand button. So when all the digits are zeroed off and it's been reset, all you need to do is press that button. As you can see, it's starting to count down from 24 hours. If you want to pause it at any given time, press the button and it pauses the countdown feature. If you want to resume it, press it again. As you can see, it's starting to count down. But if you want to stop it and reset it, stop it and then reset it there. Now, if you want to set your own value in which you want the countdown timer to operate, so you can choose up to 24 hours in which you want it to count down from, press the adjust button to the top left hand corner. And as I've shown you with timekeeping mode, you can obviously adjust the hours. Now, you can only go forward, which is something I should have mentioned in timekeeping mode when you're adjusting that. You can only go forward. Unfortunately, you can't go backward pressing that button, so it's just forward. So if you miss the time, you've just got to go all round again. So let's just zero it back off because I only want to set a low value on the timer just to quickly show you. So you can adjust the hours, you can adjust the minutes, and also you can adjust the seconds. So let's set it up for 5 seconds. So again, just press the adjust button to stop it, and then as you can see, it's counting down to 5 seconds, and you can hear the alarm going off. Now, what you can also do, so if I just stop that, stopping the countdown timer obviously and resetting it will take you back to whatever you've reset or set it to. But if I want to do or set up a feature which is known as auto repeat, now what auto repeat does is, if you are interval training, say, and you set up, say for example, you want to do 5 minutes of high intensity training and 5 minutes of rest and relaxation, and again another 5 minutes of intensity training, you can set up what's known as auto repeat, and the watch will keep repeating the countdown that you've set it to until you stop it. So to do that, what you do, you put it in the adjustment phase again, and you press this top right hand button. Now what you'll see is auto, and that stands for auto repeat. So whatever you set the countdown timer to, and if you just leave it and when it goes down to 0, it'll start counting down from whatever you've set the countdown timer to. So in this instance, I've done 5 seconds just to give you an idea of what will happen. So again, if I press the countdown timer for 3, you'll hear it beep and then it'll start again. And again, as you can see, it's done it again. So that'll give you, it'll just keep going until you stop the countdown timer. Now, if you want to take the auto repeat off, you can just press the adjust button, and when the seconds or when the options are flashing, just press the top right hand button. That turns auto repeat off. And then if you want to go back and just change any values that you want, you can easily do so. So I'm going to go back to 0 just to zero off all the digits because that's how I like to see my countdown timer. And then just quickly zoom through it, 15, 8, 9. And there you go. So there you go. That is the countdown timer on the CASIO W-202 Digital Watch. Now the next mode to show you is the stopwatch mode, and I believe this will probably be the final mode to show you on this digital watch. All you need to do to access the stopwatch is press from the main timekeeping screen the mode button a couple of times, so 1, 2, 3, and what you'll see says ST, which stands for stopwatch, and obviously again you've got the local time featured here. So this watch will count up to an elapsed time of 24 hours, which is fantastic, and to do that all you need to do is press the start button at the bottom. So there you go, it's measuring on hundredths of a second, so as you can see the time is merrily counting away. Now if I want to pause that, you press it once. If you want to resume that, you press it again, you can easily do so. And if I want to stop and reset it, you press the button here, and then you've got to press the adjust button to reset it just here. Now this watch will also allow you to do a split time as well. So again, start the stopwatch. Now the split time is accessed by pressing the adjust button here. So what I'm going to do is press it, and you can see the word split appear, or SP. As you can see, SPL. Now it is still counting away because you can see the time colons flashing away so far, or the time apostrophes. And what I'll do, I'll just press the adjust button again, and you can see that the time has suddenly jumped up by about 10 seconds. So it has been still counting an elapsed time even though you're showing a split. So if I just stop it and then reset it, I can easily do so by pressing that button there to stop it and that button there to reset it. Now this watch will allow you to do what is known as first and second finish times. So again, it's an example I use for a lot of the tutorials that I do produce for these watches. If you've got two runners in a race, it'll give you an idea of what times that they do it in. So just to start the scenario, the two runners in the race are now off the starting block and they are running around the track. Now if the first one does it in a fantastic time of a couple of seconds, which is quite superhuman to say the least, you press the adjust button here, and that will be their finish time as they get through the finish line. Now if you want to see what will be the second runner's finish time as they get through the finish line, as they're running through the finish line, you press the stop button down the bottom right hand corner, and to see what will be their finish time, all you need to do is press the top left hand button to release the split and to give you what will be their indicated finish time. And then again, all you need to do is press the adjust button to reset it. And that's it, and that's the stopwatch in a nutshell. And just to go back to the main timekeeping screen, and that's everything to do with this watch really. It is a nice fully featured watch, and I hope that this tutorial has given you an insight into how to use it. And if it has helped you and it has gained you more knowledge about how to use this watch, then please click on the like button for this video. If you want to see more videos from the We Try Anything channel, then why not click on the subscription button below. And thank you for watching this tutorial. I really do hope it's helped, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.